Hello and welcome back to my OOTP 20 series here with the Toronto Blue Jays. We are back in the wild card game. We're going to be playing the Los Angeles Angels. So very quickly, let's take a look at their team. I'm a little bit worried that they're going to be throwing Shohei Ohtani, and it looks like they're actually not going to be doing that. It's going to be Griffin Canning, who looks like a very good pitcher in his own right. I mean, that strikeout to walk ratio is very, very impressive. But yeah, Ohtani is like the Cy Young Award winner, so I'm kind of glad we're not going to be facing him, to be honest. Anyway, otherwise, it looks like they've got a very solid bullpen, some just shutdown relievers, at least ERA-wise. I don't know about their ratings. And then in terms of their lineup, do they have Mike Trout? I don't see Mike Trout. Is he on the injury list? No. Yes. Strained back. Well, that is a big break for us, and it's the same with JD Martinez. I mean, that stinks for them. But otherwise, I mean, they've got a couple 4-win players, 3-win players, but their offense doesn't really seem to be what was carrying them throughout the season, at least when they were lacking Trout and Martinez. It's really their ERA, you can see, is first in the American League, so they are a pitching team. As for us, we've got a big problem. So Chris Sale is kind of, obviously you would give the ball to him, but he has a mild shoulder strain, which moderately influences throwing. Now, I was looking at the OOTP guidebook, because I've never really run into this, and they said I should kind of estimate that Chris Sale is about 80% of who Chris Sale is. You can see in his last outing against Tampa Bay, he gave up 5 runs in 4 2/3 innings, and he really hasn't had a long start in quite a while, actually. You guys might remember in last year's wildcard game, he was pretty bad, so he's going to have a shorter leash than most times Chris Sale would be on the mound. With that said, though, let's take a look at some team statistics from the year. So I think clearly our team MVP was you. He had a 7.6 win season, really just dominating both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, since he is such a good defensive center fielder. You can see Yelich, who we picked up at the trading deadline. He also has a day-to-day injury. He will, again, also be in the lineup. But on Toronto, he was pretty solid, but certainly not quite as good as he was on Milwaukee. Obviously, Bichette and Guerrero Jr. had very good years. And then a lot of young guys like Groshans. I mean, he came up and he took over third base, and you got to be happy with that. A 3-win season for him. I'm very excited to see what he can do in the years to come. Really, it's just the black hole at first base. You can see, Noda is the one who's playing there right now. And really, our only other option is Zimmerman. I was trying to force our manager to play Guerrero at first base, but he has refused to do so, except against left-handed pitchers. And unfortunately, that means that he does not have any positional experience at first base, and I just don't know if I can throw a guy at first base if he's never played it before. I mean, in real life, I might do it, but in this game, when he has no experience, I think it might be a little bit too risky. And we remember what Zimmerman did in the playoffs last year against the Yankees. He hit 3 home runs in 1 game, so maybe we should just throw him in there and see what he can do. But anyway, for the rest of our pitching staff, aside from Sale, and this is why I'm going to throw Sale in the wild card game, is that Luzardo just had a pretty bad year, just gave up so many home runs. That was really the issue. So anyway, he's definitely going to be our number 2 guy. And then Alex Reyes as well. He gave up quite a bit of walks, and you kind of expected that. He is striking out just a ton of people. And at the end of the day, it might be worth having him in the rotation, but that 40 control rating is just really scary. We have some other options. Obviously, Andrew Heaney, who is in the rotation a little bit towards the end of the year. And then also we had, where is he? Andrew Triggs. We had Andrew Triggs, and he also wasn't great, actually. Yeah, I don't really think he's going to be a starting pitcher for us. I did bring up Nate Pearson over the course of the season. I don't think I touched on this during the last episode, but he is walking quite a bit of people. I'm not even sure if he'll make the postseason roster, because I actually haven't decided who will be on the postseason roster as of yet. So anyway, I'm going to do that now, and then we can start the game. Okay, so this is the lineup that we're going to go with. Again, sabermetric lineup. I want my best hitters kind of at the top of the lineup. I think in general you're supposed to have the third hitter be a little worse, but I'm not doing that. I mean, lineup doesn't really matter that much overall anyway. We're going to have Armenteros in left field. You could pick Granite. You could pick Mangum even. I mean, Mangum, of course, not a lot of experience, but those are some really good ratings. Played really well, obviously, in 17 at bats to end the year. So I'm not opposed to like maybe pinch. I don't know what I'm doing, man, but I just feel like Armenteros is kind of the guy we've gone with. I guess I'm going to go with him. So anyway, we'll have Chris Sale on the mound. And like I said, a shorter leash for him just because of that shoulder injury. So we'll go ahead until scoring position, and already a home run to lead off the game, and then 2 people on next. So that's going to do it for Sale. We need to get someone warming up super fast. Our best reliever, I think. Ohtani is up. This is a disaster. All right, let's warm up Ryan Presley. Maybe I should not have listened to the OOTP game manual. Let's visit the mound here. And he says he feels great. Of course he does. Let's go to double play depth. And someone said that there's a way to automatically have the computer choose the defense, but I've already started this game, so it's unfortunately too late for that. Anyway, Ohtani on the mound. It is not on the mound. He's at the plate. 0-2 to him, and he will strike out. So a huge first out there for Chris Sale. Presley still warming. We're going to face Adele, and he's going to hit one to right field and deep, and it's gone. Are you serious? I mean, as bad as Chris Sale might be because of an injury, he's not this bad. This is just chance. Anyway, it's going to be 3-2 to Upton. Probably his last batter here, and that's going to be a base hit. Just a horrible, horrible start for Chris Sale. Let's just do the half inning here. They get 2 more runs. So I think it'll be Andrew Heaney who comes into the game instead. So we're just going to warm him up in the bullpen and probably stick him in next inning. What a downer, man. So that we don't get anything in the first. Heaney is ready. Let's have Presley face Goldschmidt just because he's a righty, and then we'll bring in Heaney. And so Presley gets... No, it's going to be a walk. Yikes. Anyway, let's bring in Heaney, and we'll go till runners in scoring position. So first and third, 2 out. Cal Raleigh at the plate, and he will strike out to end the inning. So it's still a 6-0 game. So here in the top of the fourth, 7-0, first and third for the Angels against Heaney. Hard to know what to do here. I guess I'm going to warm up Sean Reed-Foley, and we will, of course, visit the mound. He is still warming up. Anyway, 0-2. That's going to be a pass ball, so another run. Oh, my gosh. 2-2 now to Adele. He will strike out. So that is the first out of the inning. Sean Reed-Foley still warming up out there. And it'll be 1-1 to Justin Upton. He grounds one to third. Up with it is Groshans. And it will be an out at first base. So 2 gone now. Foley still warming. 2-0 to Cal Raleigh. And he will line one into left field, a base hit. Another run is trying to score, and he will score. Ohtani brings in the 9th Angel run this game. All right, so here in the bottom of the 7th, 2 on for Lazaro. It's 0-1 to him. And he will hit one to right field deep, and that's going to get down. And the Blue Jays have scored their first run here. And in fact, they're sending a second runner, a triple for Lazaro. So now it is 9-2. Let's warm up Perez next because we'll need someone after Anderson. Anyway, with 2 gone, it is Reese McGuire at the plate. 2-2 to him against the lefty Kyle Muller. And McGuire lines one into right field, a base hit, so a third run will score. It is now 9-3 for Guerrero. 0-0 to Guerrero, and he will ground one to third base. On to second, and it looked like he was safe, but apparently he is out. So anyway, that will end the inning. And it looks like Anderson gets through that inning, so let's sit down Perez, because honestly, if for some reason we do score 8 runs, I want Will Smith in the game, quite frankly. So it'll be Yelich up first, unfortunately, lefty versus lefty against Muller, and Yelich will ground one to first base. It's going to be a tough play, and Yelich will be out. I forgot, let's just go to double play depth. We don't get anything there. We will bring in Will Smith for this inning. He doesn't give up anything, so now we are down to our final 3 outs. Okay, so Kevin Smith will be the first batter in the 9th instead of Biggio since the lefty is on the mound. 0-2 to him, and unfortunately he will strike out for the first out. Groshans up next. It is all filled up to him, and he will walk, so a man on for the Blue Jays with 1 gone. Zimmerman up next. And let's just let Zimmerman hit. So it's 0-0 to Zimmerman. And he grounds one to third. That's going to be a double play. And the Blue Jays lose the wild card game. It is 9-3. Really a frustrating game now. It's been 2 years in a row where we've had Chris Sale on the mound at home. Really never was a game, to be quite honest. A third of an inning and 5 runs given up, 2 home runs. I mean, even if he was a little bit diminished, you can't expect anything like that. You know, his previous outings with that injury weren't necessarily spectacular, but they were nothing like that. So anyway, that stinks, and that's going to do it for this season, unfortunately. So 2 straight years with just terrible finishes. I'm sorry about that, but anyway, we'll pick it back up in the off season, and thanks for watching. Oh well.